Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 34 of Popcorn Problems. My name is Ilan Pressman, and I'm here with my very good friend and fellow co-host,
Nicholas DePasco. Every week we'll make sure you're caught up with the biggest news and movies in Hollywood.
This week we're going to be reviewing The Mummy, one of last weekend's biggest new releases. But before we get to that, what's poppin'? Where we run through the biggest movie stories of the week. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a great day. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing pretty good. Honestly, I'm just chilling. I'm feeling pretty good. How are you doing, Ilan?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm excited because I'm going to be seeing Michael after this recording, so I'm excited to see that.
So am I.
Yeah, and then we have some fun stuff to talk about, so I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good episode. Let's start with the box office, like we always do. The weekend total for this week was $90.6 million. That's down 39.9% from the weekend in 2025 and down 31.6% from last weekend. At number one overall this weekend was the Super Mario Galaxy movie. In its third weekend, it pulled in $35 million domestic, which was only a 49% drop from last week. Domestically, we're at $355.2 million, and globally, $747.47. It's the first box office three-peat since Avatar: Fire and Ash, and the domestic cumulative total is running about $80 million behind the original Mario Bros. Movie at this point in its run. So yeah.
Yeah, expected. You know, I said this last time, but now the big company will learn their lesson. Instead of making a worse movie, a little bit of a worse movie, they'll get $1 billion instead of $2 billion.
They'll get a little bit less money. So
yeah.
Boo-hoo, poor Illumination.
They'll learn. This will teach them. Trust. No, I believe in that.
Yeah. In the second spot for this week, we have Project Hail Mary. In week 5, it brought in 20.5 domestic, which is only a 15% drop. This movie's having stellar holds all throughout its run. Domestically, we're at $285.1 million and $573 million global on a $248 million budget. Really happy for this movie. I'm curious to see where it's going to end its run because it's in its 5th week and it's still high in the box office. So that's great.
Yeah, I mean, a million years. Let's run it. No,
hell yeah. At number 3 this week was the movie we're going to be reviewing, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It pulled in $13.5 million domestic this weekend, global $34 million on a $22 million budget. The reboot came in on below the lower end of forecasts, a C+ cinema score and 46% Rotten Tomato, which means that it's like the second time this year that Warner Bros. Has kind of had a sloppy release when it comes to horror after The Bride, which came out in March. Yeah. Only other couple interesting things, there were 2 new movies that other than that opened this weekend. Normal, which is the new Bob Odenkirk action film, that opened at 7th with $2.65 million domestic, and it's much lower than the opening of Nobody 1 in 2021, which opened with 6.8, about 3 times as low, I think. And then in 8th place is Busboys, which is a self-financed film by David Spade and Theo Vaughn, like the podcaster.
Oh.
It was only on 800 screens, and it pulled in $1.6 million domestic on a $3 million budget. I actually really did want to see this, but it's just not playing anywhere near me. I do listen to Theo Vaughn's podcast. I love Theo Vaughn. I think he's hilarious. And so I was familiar with this movie and the fact that it was coming out and whatever. And it's a shame I wasn't able to see it. So hopefully it'll be on a service that I have soon, and I will be able to check it out because I like David Spade. I think Theo Vaughn is funny, so I can only imagine what this movie. It's probably cinema, you know.
Yeah, it's like a buddy comedy, right? It's like a
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Theo Vaughn is funny sometimes. I don't know. I saw this movie I didn't see the movie, but I saw the poster of it in my Regal app, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I just looked over it. I did not know it had. I I heard about Theo Von making a movie with David Spade, but I didn't know that was that, and that had came out, and that it was anything that existed. So this is very interesting.
They wrote it as well.
What?
They wrote it.
Oh, really? Both
they
of
wrote
them.
the film. Yeah.
Interesting. That's so interesting.
So I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
I do want to watch this. It's only an hour and like 30 minutes, so it's like a quick. Okay, so I looked it up, and apparently the movie's about a pair of idiot friends believe that if they become waiters, all of their problems will be solved. They aren't entirely wrong, but they aren't entirely right. That's exactly what I would imagine this movie to be, and that's exactly what we need it to be. So I actually do really want to see this. I hope it expands to more theaters, and if it doesn't, I hope they, I'm gonna go see it somewhat soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
so overall, big picture. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, it seems like that's unfortunate. I feel that's crazy that they don't have the movie in your like near you. But it seems like
the nearest one is like 15-20 miles away, and like I wasn't gonna, I've been busy. I'm not able to make that drive, especially
you don't
not
make
for
that
like
drive for Theo Von.
You're
gonna say that to his
No,
face. You're gonna meet him one day,
not.
and you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I was about to watch your movie, but it was like 15 miles away. Like, I wasn't willing."
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered.
I couldn't be bothered. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." I guess. Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so overall, bigger picture for this weekend. Even though it was kind of on the lower end, 2026 is still the best box office year since the pandemic, and we're currently running about 16% ahead of 2025. Let's move into some announcements. We got a decent amount of stuff to talk about, and then if I'm missing anything, Nick, feel free to interject. First thing I want to mention is that the Batman Part 2 is circling Charles Dance to join Robert Pattinson in the DC sequel. The role is looking like it's going to be Harvey Dent's father. A lot of big names were in contention for this one. Brad Pitt, Stellan Skarsgård, others which I can't remember off the top of my head. So clearly it's going to be kind of like a meaty role, and it's going to be very interesting once we start getting set photos from this movie and kind of get a feel of what it's like. Because I feel like there's still so much mystery around this. Even though it's like a sequel to like a movie that we've seen already, I feel like it's like a big deal almost. I feel like it's a bigger deal than most sequels.
For sure. I mean, I really hope it stays like that until the movie comes out. I'd really like this to be... I mean, obviously we're going to get more information by the time the movie actually comes out, but I would like the sort of release where they keep very little to no information in the trailers. Because I think a lot of what makes... of what's building this hype for me is kind of like also the intrigue of like what could a Batman movie, what could a sequel to Batman like that could be, and what kind of like what's the scope gonna be like. All we know about it so far, other than the actors, is that it also take place like during the winter, right? It'll be like snowing, the environment. Is that like...
I think that's the rumor, but that's like not confirmed. That's
Okay.
like a fan theory / rumor, but it's not confirmed.
Okay, well, regardless, yeah, I would like to know as little as possible when I go in. But
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I
trailer
really don't want things to get like leaked to all hell.
Yeah.
That would suck. Yeah. So yeah, okay. Next thing is we got more information about A24's Elden Ring film. It's going to be a massive game adaptation of one of the studio's biggest bets to date. We got a bunch of casting stuff, and we know that it's entered production. Some of the biggest names, there's a lot of big names on this list. Some that stick out to me is Kit Connor, Kaylee Spaney, Nick Offerman, Jonathan Pierce. Just a lot of big names, and I think this is going to be a really big movie. I know that's like a big like open world type game. I've never played Elden Ring, but I've heard many good things, and I am looking forward to this movie, especially coming from A24. I think that's a cool studio to be making a film like this.
Yeah, not just A24, Alex Garland too. Like, I mean, I have
Yes.
not played Elden Ring either, but I'm familiar with like the aesthetic of it and everything like that. And I think it's really cool. And somebody like Alex Garland, who feels like a very grounded sort of, but also can be weird sort of writer / director. I don't know if did he say he's directing this? Is he also directing it?
I will tell you right now, but keep going.
Regardless.
I'll fill you in.
Somebody like him, like a creative like him, who does work like that, working on something so
Yeah, he's directing it.
otherworldly, cool. Is just like it's just interesting to me. It's interesting what his interpretation of Eldarin will be for like the big screen, and what the story will actually be, because even if his movies don't fully make a point, they always have some sort of point to make, if that makes sense. I'm mainly talking about Men and Civil War, but
I looked it up here, and apparently it's written and directed by Alex Garland. George R. Martin, who's like a Game of Thrones guy, he's the one who developed the lore for the games. And he's attached for the film. He's like helping
to write it.
He's involved with the film.
That's crazy.
No, not I don't know.
Just like as an executive person.
Yeah, he's on there, and it's gonna release on March 3rd, 2028.
That's crazy hype. That's
so this next thing is something that I feel like I've heard a while ago, but now it's like officially under development. Paramount confirmed Top Gun 3 is in development, script being written, Tom Cruise returning. Joseph Krasinski, is that his name?
Joseph,
the director. Kosinski. Joseph Kosinski. Will not be returning to direct Top Gun 3. So I wonder who they're going to be getting to do that. Very interesting. I thought he did a great job with Top Gun Maverick. So I wonder what's the reason for him not coming back. Maybe it's because he's busy with the F1 sequel that we know is in development. I don't know. I'm very curious to see why he decided to not return. How do you feel about that? Did you like Top Gun Maverick? I don't know. I feel like we haven't spoken about it in a while.
I've never seen any of the Top Gun movies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we haven't spoken about it. It's not that they've been on my watch list. I just haven't gone around to it, and then I heard that like Top Gun Maverick, you have to watch that in a theater, and then like I didn't get to, and now I kind of feel weird about watching it at home. I'm sure it's still great,
right?
But yeah, I did see that they're gonna do like a double play of like the OG Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick at like in the theaters at the same time, and I was like, I can maybe catch that. That looks cool. I'd watch it then. Cause I know it's a classic. I know everyone loves it. But regardless,
I have not seen the original Top Gun. I've only seen the sequel.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's what I mean. Like everyone loves Maverick. You know, everyone's like, oh my god, best movie ever. I'm willing to believe it.
Right.
Tom Cruise is goated. I'm so excited for Digger.
Yes, and that movie looks great.
Yeah. But it's Top Gun 3. It's exciting. Why not? He's not old yet. Let's tire him out. Maybe this is the set that'll kill him. Who knows? Maybe this is the one that
God forbid.
No, that man needs to be stopped. No, let's not say that. He's a bastion of cinema. We need him right now.
Funny. Okay, so the next piece of info is another 2028 release. We got confirmation that Taylor Sheridan's Call of Duty movie is going to be releasing June 3rd, 2028. I cannot say I'm very excited for this, especially after I think it was Spielberg that was supposedly interested, and then I'm not wanting to go with him. I just feel like Taylor Sheridan's just going to make it like another boring war film, which sucks for such a big franchise. I mean, I guess that's what it boils down to as a franchise, is just boring war or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I
think to be getting a movie at this point in the reputation of Call of Duty, I feel like it's 15 years too late, you know?
True, honestly. They kind of missed the boat on that one.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not even a Call of Duty guy. I didn't grow up playing Call of Duty, but even now, I saw this news just like pop up on my feed. I'm like, oh, they're still making that. Oh, that's still a thing that's happening. Somebody's gonna watch it. No, I'm sure it'll make bank. You know, Call of Duty is still a pretty big IP, but regardless, I kind of just expected a war film. Even when I think about Call of Duty as a movie, I'm like, what makes that any different than any other like futuristic, or if they want to go with that angle, or historical, if they want to go with that angle, because Call of Duty has done both, and they've done like a mix of two. They've done modern as well with like different things. But it's like Call of Duty is just, for me, as someone who doesn't play, as an outsider, admittedly, is just a game that simulates war on like kind of a basic level. Like it doesn't really add much to it.
Very surface level.
Exactly. So it's like when you add, and I know there is a story to it, but I really can't imagine it being that in depth, or that like being too much. Something that can't be molded or changed or whatever, or something that's like recognizable is what I'm saying. Like, if you change the story of like the Legend of Zelda movie, something, okay, and now I'm talking about something I do like, but if you change the story of the Legend of Zelda movie, like there's like problems with that because people like that game because of the story of it too, to some extent. But like there are plenty of people in the world who love Call of Duty, and they don't play story mode. They just play online, or they do other things. They play like zombies or whatever. So that's my point. Like the story isn't that vital to the making of a Call of Duty movie. So I just can't imagine why this would be significant, or why this is going to be interesting at all, apart from any other war movie. And I'm not even that into war movies to begin with. So yeah, that's my
take. I mentioned, too little, too late. I feel like, and not interesting enough of a director.
Yeah, kind of like another studio director. He kind of just does his thing.
Yeah. Okay, so the last piece of news that I have over here is that Catherine Newton is going to be returning as Cassie Lang for Avengers Doomsday. I'm not surprised, Ant-Man's back. She's like interwoven with his story at this point. But it was confirmed this week. So she did like a video where she opened a package, and then she got like one of those chairs. But they were small because, Ant-Man or whatever.
Yeah.
It was fine. But yeah, Catherine Newton is suiting back up as Cassie Lang. Did you have any other news that you wanted to talk about, or did I cover everything?
Yeah, so just like a few little tidbits, I guess. One, this just came out. Ted Season 2 is apparently, according to Deadline, the most viewed comedy series on streaming in 2026 so far, with 1.2 billion minutes.
Hell yeah.
Viewed, which makes me so happy. Like, I really need that Season 3, bro. Or just another more. I want more Ted, bro. I can't lie. I'm just happy for them that all that hard work paid off. James Ortiz, the puppeteer behind Rocky and Project Hail Mary, will be submitted for Best Supporting Actor.
Yes, I did hear about that. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was in question for a little bit, but I think it's great, and he definitely at least deserves a nomination. Because the year isn't over yet. And I thought I had something else. I had like some trailer drops here and there that I did kind of want to ask you about. Did you see the Coyote and versus Acme trailer?
I actually have not, but I did watch Clayface.
Yes.
I thought it looks really cool.
Yeah. Clayface looks really interesting, and which is exactly what I wanted it to be. It looks interesting. It looks visually different.
Yes. Definitely, because I feel like recently the DCU, like the stigma around it's kind of been a little stinky.
Yeah.
To say, I feel like a lot of people have, kind of switched up on the DCU, and I haven't gotten there yet. But I've definitely been leaning towards that way with how the Supergirl trailers just look like a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff, and just a couple of other things. I will say I was very happy watching this trailer. It felt very different. It felt exciting. It felt new. Felt interesting, which is super important. Definitely one I'm looking forward to, and it comes out like 3 days after my birthday, so that's just gonna be a fun time. And it comes out like right before Halloween, October 23rd, just perfectly placed. And the poster looks sick too. I don't know, I'm sure you've seen the poster. I think it looks awesome.
It looks cool as hell, and I also like the other like marketing things that they're doing with like posting all these like pictures with like the melting effect on them or whatever on like his magazine.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool gimmick. I like it
for sure. I really like the way they're approaching this, and it's I pretty much agree with everything you said. Like, it actually looks a little scary too, which I'm happy about. I mean, of course.
I'm curious to see how far they're gonna go with the horror
for sure
aspect.
For sure.
Especially the body horror aspect. I'm very curious.
I want to see. I'm very curious to know how like good the effects are going to be. Really, honestly, how much they put into the budget of that. Because I feel like,
Yeah,
especially for a Clayface movie, like I'm not one who usually like gives a fuck about like if an effect is good or not. But for a Clayface movie, it's kind of essential. You kind of have to sell it, which I'm sure they do. I'm
yeah,
sure they will. So
yeah. I'm very. I guess it's our first look at like DCU Gotham, really. And I really like the disgusting, grungy vibe of it.
there was.
It does feel a little similar.
Sorry. Wait, continue.
Go ahead. I was gonna say it feels a little similar to the DCU Gotham, but we haven't seen enough. And also, this is just gonna feed into my theory that they're gonna merge. So, yeah.
There, in the trailer, there is an image for the Flying Graysons. So I just think that's also very interesting in the background.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I could see this. I could see this being. I was also thinking about this because honestly, I feel like the merge is more likely than not to happen. I feel like we're not gonna get that alternate Batman movie. I feel like that's just a headache for James Gunn at this point to like think about. Oh my god, you want me to make another Batman movie? I feel like a merge is likely. I think there was also like some. I saw this online. I don't know if it's like if it was legit, but I saw a leak of like some potential like toy images where Superman and now I forgot his name. The guy from Superman, modern Superman, James Gunn Superman, and Robert Pattinson Batman together in like an image and like I don't know if that makes sense. Trying to sell like a toy.
That'd be crazy. I haven't seen that, but that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So if that's I don't know. I see it likely at this point. I also see a world where I think you might have said this, but the Gotham that we see in this trailer looks like I think you said that's like more modern, and so it could just be, or I don't know, it could be just be like a different time of Gotham, is what I was thinking about it. How it could be, I don't know. We'll see. But
Yeah.
Because the one thing that always gets me about them being a merger is the different cop cars, which is a little bit of a cop out, but we'd see a cop car in the trailer, and then we know how the cop cars look in Batman universe, which it doesn't really matter. They could just like change that for Batman 2. It really depends on how Batman 2 is approached. I mean, I'm sure Batman 2 they'll announce it.
Yeah.
If he's.
Yeah, I'm sure by the end of the year I think we have to see some Batman iconography in this film, something, a tease, right?
Yeah.
So I know, by then we'll know. So at least that will be answered soon, hopefully.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. One more little thing. X-Men 97 season 2 will have its world premiere at Tribeca Film Festival, which is an interesting.
Yes, did hear about that as well.
To release season 2 for X-Men, but I'm sure that's because I think they hope it's good. So I hope so too.
I'm sure season 1 was great, so I'm excited for that. Okay, let's move into what we watched. I'm going to start us off this week. I know both me and Nick were able to catch a screening of Over Your Dead Body, an early screening. That's a movie that's going to be premiering this Friday in theaters. Nick, what did you think of Over Your Dead Body?
Yeah, I had fun with it. I liked it. I didn't love it. But overall, I thought it was a good time at the movies. You know what I mean? If you just want like a chill, good movie, good comedy to watch, maybe with like a pal or two, I wouldn't say to bring your date to this movie. Maybe, I don't know, but but yeah. But it's a chill time at the movies. It's a good time. You won't leave dissatisfied. I think for me, there was just some little things about like the length of it, and I know it's not. I didn't think it's that long, but it felt quite long, which is and some of the writing was like kind of weird. I want to be more specific, but I also want to hear what you have to say, Ilan. What did you think about the movie?
Yeah, I liked it when I watched it, and I've liked it more and more since. I really like Samara Weaving. I really like Jason Segel. I think that they were really fun. I think the film was really funny. I really liked it. I liked the way the story was told, like the way it would cut from moment to moment.
Yeah.
Show us a flashback, show how things intermingle. I thought Timothy Olyphant really great in this movie. Gave it like a really good Psycho. Especially since we just like rewatched all the Scream movies. Obviously, he plays the killer in Scream 2. So it was kind of like seeing like an older version of Mickey almost. So that was really fun. Yeah, I like this, like the tight location. The concept was fun. There was one scene which I already know is going to be very controversial. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, Nick. When the movie comes out, I'm sure people are going to be talking about it. And I think the movie could have done without that scene. I'm not going to lie. It definitely felt a little out of place and definitely went on a bit way too long. It's a remake of like a Norwegian film, and I know that also happens in the Norwegian film, so it's not like they added that purely for shock value in the remake. But it was a little hard to watch, and I'm not crazy about the way that they addressed it in the film. It's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling, and I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, do be advised that there is some rough stuff to watch, especially if you're a How I Met Your Mother fan. It is painful to watch anything bad happen to Marshall. And so, yeah, it was a little tough, that scene. But other than that, I had a great time with the film.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about, and I also would agree, especially without spoiling. They have like a little bit at in the credits of it where it's like kind of joked about, and I'm like, is that really? I don't know if you kind of remember what I'm talking about.
I think I do. I think I remember seeing that and like, oh, they're doubling down. Yeah, so that was a little strange, and that does, like, it's always gonna have that sour taste in my mouth because of that moment. Like, it'll always be like a bruise on my memory of the film.
Yeah, no, I 100% get what you're saying. I really didn't think much of it, but for the I'm not a How I Met Your Mother fan, but like, yeah, for the value of its like of the shock, for its shock value, it really could have done without. It wasn't as funny as like I think that they were trying to make it to be.
Oh, definitely not.
And yeah, I don't know. I just like, okay, we're over that. And then it felt kind of pointless. And then it did feel like they were trying to make it like something significant or like, oh, this is like a big deal, but it's really not. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say like the writing. I feel like, I think I said this about a movie last week as well. I really need to figure out how to talk about comedies better. But to be frank, like, I think it just also wasn't that funny, even though I did like its sense of humor. I did like it's very like extremist and like violent and like kooky crazy. Everyone hates each other.
Yeah.
I think I could have done with maybe more of a basis as to why these people have maintained a relationship for so long. I'm not spoiling, right? Yeah. It doesn't go deeper than the initial like setup. It doesn't really dig deeper into the characters or anything. Mm-hmm. It's a very surface level film, but I don't think it tries to be much more than that. That's what I mean. No, but what I'm saying is like I think that's okay. Like, you don't have to like give me a backstory. What I mean is, I didn't believe that these two characters actually cared about each other because they sold me so much on them hating each other. So that by the end, I was just like, oh, okay, this is when they're supposed to care about each other. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of how I felt about that. So like, I don't know if like more of a basis of like giving more history, I don't think that could have fixed it. I also don't think the approach would have been like have them be sweet in the beginning, even though, because that's the whole point, is that they hate each other in the beginning and yet they're in a marriage. I don't know. I don't really know what would have fixed that, which is why I say the writing. But yeah, that's just kind of how I felt about it. Overall, though, like I said, that's kind of my perspective on it. I think most people will, or I think it's just an generally enjoyable time at the movies. Like, other than that one scene, I had fun with it. I thought it was funny overall, and I was like, yeah, I didn't hate that. I left satisfied.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the only thing I really watched this week. But I know you mentioned you had some other stuff you want to talk about, so I'm just gonna let you keep going on.
For
I'm not
sure.
gonna
Let me
mess
rock.
up your flow.
So I did watch actually Beef season 2.
Oh, awesome! How was that?
Yeah, it was really good. Genuinely really, really good. Which surprised me because I enjoyed Beef season 1. But I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I didn't hype it up as much as I felt everyone was hyping it up. I think season 2 really kicked it into high gear as to the stakes of their issues, and also adding those 2 extra people. Have you seen Beef season 1, Alon?
No, I haven't, but I intend to watch both seasons now that season 2 is out because I've only heard good things.
Okay, yeah. Well, the first season, it's the main characters are like 2 people having an argument, and then in this
Yeah, now
second
it's
season,
4.
It's 4, yeah. And I think that I don't know if that's an indicator of like making it better or worse, but I think it did help me get more fully engrossed with it because the dynamic of 2 people in relationships, kind of like relationship battling almost, I was very into it. I thought it was interesting and I don't know, funny when it needed to be. I really like Charles Melton's performance, and Oscar Isaacs and Kaylee Spaney and oh my
Charles
God,
Melton.
Yeah, her. They all did like an incredible job. I thought
I did not say a her. I said Charles Melton.
Oh, I said Charles Melton already. I thought you said the
Oh, okay.
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 My bad. Wait, okay, let me say her name. Carey Mulligan. She's yeah, her. They all acted phenomenal. And honestly, everyone. And there are plenty of other side characters too, which I won't spoil. But everyone does a high grade A job. The direction of this of the season, incredible. I really love the story, what the narrative is about, which is like to give like a quick summary. These 2 like part-time, or just like these 2 country club workers catch and record their bosses, which are the country club owners, obviously, which are in a relationship, having a really intense argument, and it looks like it's like a physical thing. So they record it, and then they hold that over their heads for like the whole season. And a lot of things come out of that. That's a very simple, basic premise, but which is also kind of what made me not as interested in the season before I watched it. But then, yeah, as soon as I watched it, I fell in love with it. Everything about it is great.
Cool. How long is it?
It's 8 episodes. Every episode is like 40 minutes, I believe.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
I watched it all in a day, in an evening, and I didn't expect, and I didn't plan to, but that's how good it hooked me. And so yeah, I really recommend it for anybody out there watching Beef season 2 on Netflix. And
awesome.
Yeah, I did watch something else. Give me 1 second because I just forgot.
You're good.
Momento por favor. Because I'm looking at my
You're
letterboxd.
good. I guess while you're looking, I can say the reason why I haven't been watching stuff is because I've been playing too much Dachi Life, and it's really fun. So definitely give that a try if you have a Nintendo Switch.
Hell yeah. What's your? Oh, well, that's kind of a game. That's kind of a game that isn't like isn't a ranking thing. What's your favorite thing to do on Tomodachi Life?
Just like right now, you could just have fun, like literally doing whatever. Like you can create whatever, you can make them say whatever, make them like interested in whatever. So it's just fun, like with my roommates, just hanging out and just making them say like stupid shit and like laughing at it. Nothing crazy.
I get you. So yeah, this sorry, wait. Yeah, this was the other thing that I saw.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you were finished.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Cruel Intentions, the 1999 film, based on it's like a remake of an older film, which that film is based on like an older story. I can't remember that name of the story of the film or the story, and I don't feel like looking for it right now. But point is, Cruel Intentions. It's based. What the film is about. It's about these two step siblings who try to ruin the people in their lives through through sex, essentially, or like sex, or like relationships, or romance, or whatever it is. It's a very weird film. It's very much something of 1999, both in comedy and in just the premise of it. This is kind of one of those movies where I think it's cringe to say for the most part, but I will say I don't think you could have made this. You can make this today, which definitely adds.
Yeah, I feel like that's most things.
Yeah, no, but this movie specifically, without spoiling it, there's just a lot of weirdness about it. But that's also part of why I liked it. I really liked it. It's first off the music. It's like very 90s rock music, which I'm very much into, and the story, seeing how all of these like relationships tangle, and kind of like seeing these main characters like start so high and then end up so low and then end up so high again, without spoiling anything. It's just very interesting. Overall, and it's corny, it's cheesy for sure. It's like it was meant to come out on TV. So it doesn't have that higher budget. It's actually an indie film it's considered an indie film for the 90s. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. It's not too much of a commitment either. It's like 90 minutes, something like that. I can't tell you a place to watch it. Just find it on the internet somewhere. But unfortunately, but it's worth it. It's 97 minutes, and it's a good old gay old time. So for sure, I would recommend it.
Hell yeah, awesome. What was it called?
Cruel Intentions.
Cool. All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, or could we get into our main review?
Now we can get into it.
All right. So I'm going to start with a quick spoiler-free summary of The Mummy. The young daughter of a journalist disappears into the desert without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family is shocked when she's returned to them. However, what should be a joyful reunion soon turns into a nightmare as she starts to transform into something truly horrifying. I'll start. It's kind of hard to talk about this movie just because it's not really a mummy movie at all. It's not interested in the character of the mummy. It's not interested particularly in the lore of the mummy. So I kind of almost want to treat it like just your average like horror like monster. I don't want to like judge it based on. No, but I feel like I should, right? Because they're marketing it as a mummy movie, so I should hold it up again. So yeah, as a fan of the mummy as a character, I was disappointed by this film.
You're a fan of the mummy as a character?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, it's my favorite ride in Universal, so like that's my attachment to the character of the mummy.
Oh, okay. Did you like the movies, the Brendan Fraser movies?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask that. I haven't seen them. So maybe I'm not that big of a fan of the mummy, right? No, but okay, listen. The movie is long, it's slow, it has characters that you don't really care for all that much. And honestly, most of the time I was just waiting for it to end, if I'm gonna be honest. There were definitely a couple moments, and when the story was actually picking up with the very little lore drops that the movie gives us, those are definitely fun. But yeah, overall, I didn't have that great of a time with it. Nick, what did you think of The Mummy?
No, honestly, same. And I think that made it worse. The fact that there actually are like little moments of I don't know, quality. Having those like little breadcrumbs in between just these long, droning, boring, nothing happening segments really just kills it for me. I remember at the beginning of the film, I was just like, oh, this could be something good. This could be something good. And as it progressed, I was like, it wasn't as good as I thought it was. But I was like, so, this isn't bad. It's still visually interesting. There still are things going on. But by the end of it, just because of how much time it wasted on me and how much patience it was begging me to have with all of these scenes that could be cut down, did not matter, had no relevance or bearing at all, and just did nothing for me. It kind of just grinded me all the way to kind of really, I'm saying kind of a lot. Take a shot every single time I say kind of, but yeah, it just really grinded me to my end by the end of it, and I really just didn't like it. It's unfortunate because it is interesting. There are moments of interest in it, and like interesting set pieces. I kind of liked the chemistry of the family, especially towards the beginning, but especially between the siblings and everything. I was like, okay, like they're cute, and they talk like actual siblings sometimes. I can buy this, but by the end, it was just a nothing burger for me.
Yeah, I think on a fundamental level, I have problems with the character just because, listen, obviously if they don't take the daughter home, we don't have a movie, right? But I think that she starts the movie maybe too, like, decrepit almost, because I feel like any reasonable person would not take their daughter home in that state, especially with the way she's behaving and the way she's acting and the way she's she's clearly sick. So maybe not even like, taking her home, but like having her in a hospital. I don't know. It doesn't, I feel like the very core of the movie doesn't work for me because I just cannot believe anyone would be stupid enough to take something like that into their home, even if it's like their daughter. Like, I think it's so clearly like a demonically possessed child.
Yeah.
Right. And every time she would do something demonically possessed, like, they would react in the moment, and then they would
forget
just
about
kind
it.
of not address it.
Completely forget.
They would just kind of be kind of fine with it, and just like, yeah, it was just weird. It was like, are we not going to address what just happened? Like, we're just keeping, chugging along because the movie needs to. But it's just like, this makes no sense. I feel like the May Calloway character, like the investigative journalist, that was the character I kind of cared the most about, just because that's where the real lore stuff was kind of starting to come from.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we never go deep enough into her character or what she does or her life in general, especially in such a long movie. We definitely needed more from the characters to warrant the long time. I will say, I think it was shot very nicely. I think on a technical level, the film works, right? It sounds good effects for the most part. My only thing with like makeup effects or whatever is the look of the mummy, quote unquote, right? I think she looks terrible, and I didn't know what she looked like going in because I didn't watch the trailers for this.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't really show it in the trailers either. That is a horrible. They were.
They don't. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Well, that is just not the mummy. Like, fundamentally, that looks more like something I would expect from like a Conjuring movie, like a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Which is confusing me. Why they didn't just make like a demon movie? I mean, this is the guy who did the Evil Dead Rise a couple of years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's weird. Why go with the mummy? Like, name the mummy character if you're gonna do something completely your own. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, so Nick, I'm gonna pass the mic to you.
No, I mean, did you watch the recent Exorcist sequel, remake, whatever you want to call it? Like it was called like Exorcist. It came out like in 2019. No, that's not true at all. Here, wait.
I think there was one a couple of years ago. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yes,
Like
that
more
is,
recently.
Yeah, the recent one.
I don't think I have. I want to say I didn't.
Believer. I actually completely forgot that that's the subtitle of it. Yeah, The Exorcist Believer, directed by David Gordon Green, who also did the Halloween remake and I think another remake as well. Yeah, so this film really reminded me of that. I did not like The Exorcist Believer, but in essence, it's also just another movie where a demon girl gets. Oh wait, that's a spoiler, by the way. And we mentioned. I guess it's not a spoiler. No, it's not.
I didn't even hear what you said. Say that again.
No, I was gonna say like the demon girl gets possessed, but I was gonna say like, is that a spoiler?
Oh yeah, that's not a spoiler. She's the demon girl.
Yeah, I guess you're right. No, yeah, we're fine. But
yeah, we could just to be safe. Let's move into spoilers.
Yeah.
And this is your official spoiler warning. Like that's not really spoilerly what he just said, but now it's fair game. If you haven't seen the movie and you plan to, now's a good time to click off. So just in case you are going to spoil anything, feel free to go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, so like, so it just really reminded me of this movie that I did not like. It's also another film where just like a little girl gets possessed by demons, and I don't really know what this little girl like thing is, but I just don't find it that scary. And I don't know if it's also because I've seen the original Exorcist as well, and now I just keep seeing it repeated over and over in cinema, but it's just like not, I don't know, it's just not that scary. And I'm kind of over it. And yeah, this film just didn't do. I think it tried to be a little funny with it too. I'm unsure if that was kind of the tone that they were going for, especially with like all the grandma stuff after she dies. Do you know what I'm talking about, Alon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They definitely try to be like a little bit more like corny with it, and it didn't work because everyone was so dead serious throughout the whole film. Everything was treated with such gravity, and I think also that such dark tone to it, where it didn't address any of the silliness, like for example bringing her home, or anything else. It just completely unsold me, and it just isn't that interesting, and nothing about it is remarkable, other than maybe some like shots. Some split diopter shots, which they abuse the fuck out of. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, they do.
Holy shit. But yeah, other than that,
I think the movie really goes off the rails by the end, where it's kind of like multiple mummies, demons around.
Yeah.
At that point, it just became like almost cartoonish. It just didn't work for me. It was falling apart by the end.
I also thought like the very
it's unfortunate.
End, sorry, like the very end where like they just went to the lady who was originally doing all of the exorcism. They're like, oh, now we're gonna give it to you. That just seems so.
Yeah, it was just stupid. Corny. It was stupid. It was like a childlike ending. Yeah. It just, I don't know. The film really didn't work for me conceptually. Yeah, like, I guess it was gross. I know, like, that was, like, a big selling point. That's, like, one of the grossest movies ever. And sure, like, it is pretty nasty. There's some gross things that happen. But that's not enough to, like, sell me on a film and, prove its value to me. Because I think this movie has story issues and just a fundamental conceptual issue.
I will say, I do think it is interesting, the reaction of like grossness in like the quality of a film, because I also thought like Over Your Dead Body was a pretty gross film, but I didn't mind it. But in this movie, the grossness of it was like, it wasn't getting to me, but I was just like, oh, like I'm just uncomfortable now and I don't enjoy this. Like, yeah, now I'm just watching a shitty movie with gross effects and I just feel bad. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's just interesting how much goodwill we have to give to accept grossness into our film or into our media.
Yeah, I think for me, it's depending on how it's done. If it's done well, I won't, be bothered. But this one, I can't say it was done well.
But what do you mean by done well? Do you mean like done well for the plot or done well like the effects?
Like the plot.
Okay.
Like they just, so much grossness was happening just for the gimmick of it. Whereas in, for example, Over Your Dead Body, gross things would happen when characters are fighting each other or like whatever. that adds to the story. I guess maybe I'm not being super clear on what I mean by the difference, but I just feel like
No,
you know when you watch it whether it's good or not. You know?
For sure. Yeah. Did you have anything else to say about the movie?
Honestly, no. I feel like I've said my shtick about this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Not really. No. Lee Cronin, I'm sorry you attached your name to this. Why would you do that to yourself? That's
Yeah,
that's an
dude.
awful mistake. Why would you do that?
Yeah, at least we know exactly who's responsible, right?
I was gonna.
You know,
I saw.
we know exactly who to blame.
I saw a video. I saw an interview of Lee Cronin where they. It was apparently someone else's idea to put Lee Cronin on the title, and then they came to him and they were like, "Oh, do you want to put your name on it? Because it's so you." And then he was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know." And then he asked someone else, and then someone else said that, look, or someone else said, and that he agreed with it, that he puts his fingerprints all over everything he makes. So it has his name on it because it's so authentically him. So I want to make sure to never meet Lee Cronin in my life. I hope to never.
I don't think I'd be able to look him in the eyes.
No, absolutely.
Because he's probably heard us talking. He probably listened to this episode.
Oh, he definitely listened to this episode. He's definitely a frequent listener of Popcorn Problems. A big fan, actually. He will be our first supporter on Patreon when we make a Patreon.
Yeah, definitely.
I will never address him, and I'll ignore him, even if he is our first supporter. Because I'm sorry, but you made a shit movie, and I'll never forgive you.
Yeah.
For that. I'm kidding. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Lee Cronin. Your movie sucks.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. With that being said, that's it for episode 34 of Popcorn Problems. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you made it this far, you're the real MVP. We'll be back next week with a film that has the possibility to become the biggest biopic of all time, both in popularity and financially, Michael. In the meantime, you can hit us up on socials at Popcorn Problems Pod and let us know what you thought of The Mummy. Don't forget to follow, rate us 5 stars on whatever platform you're using, and DM us your hottest takes and suggestions. We will see you next time. Peace.
Have a good one.